G'day, treasures. Welcome back to the pod. We are in the middle of our mini coaching series, and we are in a mini coaching series in relation to the theme topic of what are you in the practice of? If you're just coming in for this one, first off the bat today, I highly encourage you to go back 2 episodes to mini coaching series number 1 and really immerse yourself in this, because you could be letting yourself really dive into a beautiful practice whilst having me as your coach to assist you in keeping you accountable and offering you some self-reflective questions and also some meditations inside of the podcast. So feel free to listen to this one, but it's going to make more sense if you go back 2 episodes and start from the beginning. So today, if you've really been like plugged into this, you will have had 2 weeks of knowing what your practice is. You will have had 2 weeks of knowing what your next best step is in order to honor that practice. You will also have had the last week to notice and observe how you get in your own way, what the narrative is, the story behind why you're cock blocking yourself or self-sabotaging, and the patterns that you may play out as a result of those thoughts or as a result of the people in your environment who may be responding in certain ways to you fulfilling this practice, right? So if your practice is to put yourself first, and I don't know, maybe you go to a yoga class or do some more things for you, maybe your family's hanging shit on you, right? I remember when I was first in the practice of shifting from vegetarian to vegan, I copped a fair whack of shit, from family, and not my stepdaughters, or I mean they would ask questions a lot, and it was innocent in their questioning. Why are you doing it? Won't you get tired? How are you going to get your protein? Have you tested your iron? So this is what I mean by the environment. Even though it can be innocent in what people are asking, it's still stimulus. And it can be stimulus to activate your ego, where your ego just goes, fuck me, this is too hard. This is too hard. I'm not going to go to yoga, or I'm not going to have a weekend away on my own, or I'm not going to eat vegan because I can't be fucked with all the questions or the why or the how come or the innocent questions, right? But I copped a bit of shit from outside family of like, oh, you're really going to, not eat meat for an animal, or they would eat the meat in front of me and they'd be like, so delicious. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot in my head, like you're a wanker if you do that. I'm just saying you're a wanker, because I'm not sitting there, with my vegetables being like, how delicious, you're missing out. So I don't know why people then feel this need when they're chomping down, a lamb roast or something else. They're rubbing it in your face when you've actually chosen to be vegan. It's like, yeah, you're the fucking idiot. Anyway, I find that quite funny. So that's what I mean about your environment and the people around you, that it can be a stimulus and make it difficult for you to honor your practice, whatever practice it is that you're in. But like I said last week, when it comes from your heart, it matters. And it's something that I believe we all feel if we let ourselves feel. We feel it when it matters. We know it intrinsically, somewhere all the way deep down inside. We just know, yeah, this is something I've got to do. And it's probably not going to be easy, because it's going to activate my thoughts. It's going to activate my stories. It's going to activate the ego. It's going to activate other people. And I've got to be ready for that. I got to be ready for that. And am I going to make my heart matter, or the thoughts in my head, or other people's thoughts, other people's questioning, you know? So I get that it's no small feat to fulfill things that you want to do and go after the things that you want to do, but that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm a coach. That's why I help people. That's what I do with my group coaching program, The Legends. That's what I do with one-on-one coaching. That's why I'm also here on the podcast to share this with you. So for today, it really is going to be more of a reflective type episode. So I'd love for you to have a pen and paper by your side, and I'm going to be posing a few questions in like a meditative state. You don't have to have your eyes closed, but you might want to curl up on your couch and have a blanket, cup of tea, depending upon the weather wherever you are in the world. Could be a gin and tonic. But you want to be comfy and sort of in that, you know, if you were sitting back in an armchair and you can be relaxed, you know, or if you're sitting outside and you can see the sun shining, you might want to have your feet up on a chair or a couch, you know, like that kind of vibe, just so you are relaxed and chill and in that sort of body language way where you're like, yeah, I'm willing to receive answers to these questions that will help give me insight. So, what we're wanting to focus on in today's episode is where are you where are you now in relation to the practice that has opened itself up to you and offered itself to you 2 weeks ago? Where are you now in relation to that? So, I'm going to play some beautiful music. Please don't do this when you're driving. Please don't do it when you're walking. I'd love for you, like I said, to have pen, paper by your side, phone if you want your phone, and let's reflect together. So I shall be Little Miss DJ and get you all sorted for the next little part. The first question that I would love for you to reflect upon and inquire into is, what are you noticing to be a little different in your life due to this practice? What are you noticing to be a little different in your life due to this practice? The second question that I'd love for you to reflect upon and inquire into is, what insights or perception shifts have you made now that this practice is in your awareness and in your life? The third question that I would love you to reflect upon and inquire into is, what is this practice opening you up to? What is this practice helping you see that you couldn't see before? And the last question for you to reflect upon and inquire into is this: if you continued to honor this practice and really let it infiltrate your life, what would be possible?
Started slow, like a tree grows out in the open. These things don't grow overnights long and get old in the morning.
You might like to spend a little more time letting these answers open up. You might like to spend a little more time writing more for each part. But once you have finished and once you feel complete, close your journal, close your book, and please just take a moment. Please take a moment to let the answers that have come up and shown themselves onto your paper or your phone, just give them a moment to be in the light. Give them a moment to be in acknowledgement. Try not to rush off too quickly or head off to do something else. Just take a little extra space to honor these answers and give them a moment to land. Next week will be the final session of the mini coaching series. I hope you've enjoyed this so far. If you have, I'd love to hear from you. Email us at info@catchon.com.au. Lots of love.